Motivation is fleeting. It's like it comes that quick and it goes that quick, versus the discipline and the work ethic. That's what really matters.
So here's something that you might get, because I get it here and there, is the excuses that, hey, I own a couple of businesses, I got 4 kids, I got to go to my kids' t-ball game, I don't have time to work out, I don't have time to eat right. What do you say to that?
I'm not very politically correct when it comes to this shit, so I typically just tell them to shut the fuck up and nut up, because at the end of the day, this is your responsibility as a father, right? You have kids. You made a choice to have children. You made a choice to have a wife. You made a choice to run businesses. Now figure out how to make that all work. That's not my problem. That's your problem. At the end of the day, you want to become the best version of yourself. It's going to take you getting into the gym. I want to be the best version of myself. That takes me getting into the gym. I run multiple businesses. I have 2 kids and a wife and every other excuse under the sun as well. Yet I can still figure it out with a little bit of forward planning and a little bit of metal, just eating a couple shit sandwiches. Like, it is what it is, right? So I go to the gym at 4 o'clock in the morning because by 6 a.m., the day is no longer mine. I have 2 kids and a wife. By the time my son gets up, Jameson, 6 a.m., it's over for me. I don't get to control my day at that point. I'm looking after him. I'm looking after Scarlett. I'm looking after Hannah. I'm running the businesses. I'm doing this, that, and the other. So it's a case of, how bad do you want the results? If you don't want the results bad enough and you're not hungry enough, then those excuses matter. But as soon as you're an individual who's like, do you know what? Every time I look in that mirror, I don't like who the fuck I see looking back at me. Well, then do something about it. Get your ass up, get into the gym, make better food choices. The reason that guys don't have their food prepared for tomorrow today is because they're just lazy or they don't understand the process. But you can't fuck up your diet and you can't mess if you plan today for tomorrow. I already know what I'm eating tomorrow. It's already done. So I can't miss. It's done, it's in the fridge, it's good to go. So as soon as you start living that lifestyle, now it doesn't matter whether I get pulled in 700 different directions. I just go into the fridge and I grab my meal. If I'm going out and about, I just go into the fridge and I put them in a fucking cooler bag and I go out and about. When we have the project in this fucking building right here, I come loaded with this, with a fucking big ass cooler full of food. Because I know that we're going to be at the project. It's going to be 75 hours. I'm not going to sleep. I'm going to be stressed. I'm going to do this, that, and the other. With all of that comes bad food choices. And one of my biggest vices now is food. So I will default to ice cream, donuts, burritos, pizza. Oh my fucking God, pizza. Do I want to be successful and fit, or do I want to be fat and miserable? I've been both. I choose this path every day.
How much of an issue do you think, is it more time related issue or management of time issue, or more laziness issue, or a combination? What would if you were to give it, is it 50-50? Is it more 60-40? Just depends on the guy?
I think it depends on the guy, and honestly, I think it depends on the overall accountability of that individual as well. Because when I looked in the mirror and I was 290 pounds, almost 300 pounds, and miserable and literally wanted to do backflips off a roof, I hated the guy looking in the mirror. I didn't need any kind of motivation at that point. The motivation was looking in the mirror and fucking hating the guy looking back. So it meant that I then had to take accountability for the fact that I put me there, and that I had to then do whatever it took to get me out of there. And it's a case of, okay, I need to work out. I need to make better food choices. I need to drink more water. I need to stop being an asshole, never sleeping, gaming, drinking too much. So when I did sleep, I was so over-caffeinated and so fueled with alcohol that my sleep sucked. So I was producing no testosterone, no HGH. Like, this is a cycle. So to answer your question, I think it's a little bit of everything, and everyone is different and every situation is different. But at the end of the day, it comes down to lack of planning, lack of accountability, and there is definitely an element of laziness. When I was out of shape, it was all 3 of those. And depending on the day, it could have been a little bit more of one and a little less of the other, but it was all 3 at some point or another. Like, what was it for you? You must have been in a similar position because you had to lose 60-ish pounds.
Yeah.
So what was it
Absolutely.
about
I think the game changer for me, because for me it was, I made the excuse of time. The game changer was for me is I forgot who said it first. They said, you know what, just take a notepad out, and every minute you do something, or every time you actually do something, log it. From the time you wake up to the time you go to bed. And I realized how much time I was just bullshitting. I wasn't doing anything. So, and because you don't log again until you actually start another activity. That could be brush teeth, walk dog, next, and so forth.
Yeah.
And you start to find all this time that actually you weren't really doing anything. And so that increased my awareness of, I actually do have a lot of time. I actually can plan out my meals. And realistically, the separation's in the preparation. I don't know who said that first, but once I heard it, the separation is in the preparation. You prepare for tomorrow, you log your food, you take a look at your schedule, what you're doing, and you make it work because it's important.
Right.
Because otherwise, you die early. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Right? You don't have the longevity that you want.
Well, it's that, or you become a burden to your family and you end up in some kind of fucking vegetable patch where you're running on some kind of machine that's costing your family a fortune and you're just sapping their finances.
Yeah.
So what kind of legacy do you want to leave? Who do you want to show up as? Do you want to be the guy that changes the trajectory of your entire family, or do you just want to be another fucking drain on society?
Yeah, that's one of my biggest fears. And when I was, 240 pounds at the time, is having to be that guy in my family. Diabetes type 2, that's the reversible one, right?
Yes.
Is having diabetes type 2 and having to have my son or my wife now as I got older, because that's reversible. It's,
Diet.
It's diet.
Shitty diet.
Yeah, diet and exercise. You can get there and get off of the medications. But my greatest fear became having to have them to take care of me as opposed to me taking care of them.
Right.
And then, that was a big deal. That was a big motivation for me to get into shape.
Dude, at 26 years old, I had fucking heart conditions. I had pre-diabetic, morbidly obese, like struggle breathing, because I was a lump of lard and I didn't look after myself. And it got to exactly the same point as you, where I was like, dude, at this rate, my parents are gonna have to look after me again like I'm a fucking baby because I'm in such terrible nick at 26 years old. Like, is this really who the hell I'm showing up as? And then, oh, why didn't I get that consulting role? Oh, why did that guy overlook me? Why didn't I get that opportunity? Because look at you, bro. You don't respect yourself enough to control what you put in your face and control the way in which you move your body. Why would anyone else on earth respect you enough to pay you $500,000 a year to do a consulting job?
Absolutely.
Or whatever the fucking role was that I was applying for at the time. Like, you turn up looking like shit, then people are going to treat you like shit. It's pretty simple shit. Like the guys that turn up at the beach and they rip their shirt off and they're chiseled and six-pack abs, they get attention. Why? Because you can't buy fucking abs. That shit comes through hard work, dedication, discipline.
Absolutely.
It's respected.
Yeah. What about the motivation piece? Like, I need to be motivated. Like if you're my coach, hey coach, I need motivation. I mean, I'm not motivated enough. I can't, no one's here to motivate me. I'm sure you've heard that. Yeah. That's why it's not only that I'm busy, but I don't have the motivation to actually go out and, log everything down and figure out what time it is.
I mean, the motivation piece, I think we can do an entire episode on that alone because that's a big piece. But my motivation was looking in the mirror and the guy looking back wasn't someone I respected. And I was like, what more motivation do you need? Do I need someone to wake me up in the morning and go, hey man, you're fat, you should do something about it? No, I can tell I have eyes. I look in the mirror and I don't like the guy looking back. Do something. Like, make better choices. It's not rocket science shit. So motivation is fleeting. It's like, it comes that quick and it goes that quick. Versus the discipline and the work ethic, that's what really matters. I don't wake up in the morning motivated to go to the gym. Maybe once a week, I'm fucking fired up where I'm like, you know what? I'm going to absolutely murder this gym session. I'm motivated to fuck, and I'm going to lift the world and clang and bang like a son of a bitch. 1 day a week. The remaining 6 days a week are a fucking struggle. But it's the discipline. It's the act of getting up and doing the work anyway, because one, It's in my fucking DNA, and it's what I've attached my identity to. But over and above that, it's what am I showing my kids? How can I tell my kids to do something, and then when I don't feel like doing something, I don't fucking do it? Mm-hmm. So there's this entire thing, and it all comes full circle back to the original conversation here, where it's like, oh, I've got kids, I can't possibly work out. Bro, there's a patch of carpet right there. You can do something. Now, maybe you don't have a gym access, you don't have a gym membership, you can't afford a gym membership. Fine. I couldn't afford a gym membership for a while. I still figured something out. Mm-hmm. Like, there's a carpet. Do some push-ups, do some sit-ups, do some burpees. If you're 100 pounds overweight and you just did some push-ups and some sit-ups and some burpees and you controlled what you put in your face, you will lose weight.
Massive change.
Incredible. Mm-hmm. Just walk around the fucking block. It's free. Mm-hmm. So it's, again, like kind of what I said in the first video that we did, where I was kind of talking about my backstory a little bit. It's all just bullshit. How hungry are you? How bad do you want the results? All these guys, and you on sales calls as well. I'm on sales calls all the time. I'm in this for my family. Really? So this is how you appreciate your family, by being 60, 80, 100 pounds overweight? That's how you show love? And then as soon as you tell them about like the work it's going to take to change their physique, all of a sudden the resistance goes up. And it's like, oh, I need to work out? What did you think? I was going to give you some fucking red or blue pill, and the blue pill was going to give you weight loss, and the red pill was going to give you muscles, and you take both at the same time and you become a fucking Adonis? Mm-hmm. It's going to take some shit. You're going to have to eat some shit sandwiches and have to get uncomfortable. But on the other side of that, you earn back your self-respect. You earn back the respect of the people around you, because now you just shut the fuck up and do the work. And ultimately, you see the changes. And it's not just another day of you chatting shit, over-promising and under-delivering. Like, the cheapest commodity on earth is fucking words, because everyone can do it.
Yeah.
But not many people do the fucking work, which is why there's such a big separation. Everyone on the bleachers and fucking NFL football games know how to play football. There's only, 30 guys on the field? I don't even know the fucking numbers. 30 guys on the field. Those are the fuckers that did the work, while those clown shows in the stands did fuck all. Drank a beer and started at the screen. Mm-hmm. Good for you, bro.
Yeah, and I totally agree with what you're saying, as being busy and all this type of stuff. I think for me, what changed was I realized that a cornerstone of my life had to be fitness, even though I was busy, because that's what makes everything else operate better. Your business will be better. And granted, there's guys who are very successful, mm-hmm. very, very successful, and they're out of shape. Mm-hmm. My personal belief, they're leaving something on the table. Because they could take that, all that success that they have in business, put that into their fitness, and then now you can have both. Mm-hmm. Longevity, you can have greater impact because you get to live longer. So from what I see from my aspect, and it's definitely increased me, is that if you make that the cornerstone, you build the rest of your life, and you always save that 1 hour a day to make time to improve yourself.
Right.
And that just, it's like a ripple effect.
Agreed. And the question I pose to most people is, are you busy or are you productive? Because they're not the same. And most people don't understand that. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm super busy. Yeah, I can be busy fucking spinning this water bottle and sitting here doing this shit for an hour. That's busy. This is busy. Mm-hmm. Is it productive? Hell no. What am I getting out of doing that? Nothing. So it's like, are you busy or are you productive? If the guys that are telling you that they're too busy because they're running multiple businesses are too busy to get into the gym, well, maybe pay someone to take some of the shit off your plate that's not your 5%, which, circling back to what you were talking about earlier about Bedros and his coaching through Battle Ready, mm-hmm. like, if it's not in your 5%, don't fucking do it. Win some of your time back, go to the gym, become more productive in the shit that you're good at, and delegate the stuff that doesn't matter, because that's busy work. It doesn't move the needle.
Yeah.
So it's all like, I mean, I can beat this drum until tomorrow, I swear to God. But it's like, are you busy? Are you productive? Do you want it or do you not? Are you hungry or are you starving? Because there's a difference between being hungry and being starving as well. Like, if I'm fucking starving, I'll find a way to feed me. If I'm hungry now. I can wait till dinner if I have to. If I'm starving, I'm going to fucking find food. I'll DoorDash, I'll do whatever. Mm-hmm. There's a difference. How bad do you want it?
Absolutely.
So it's all just noise. It's all just white noise.
Yeah. So if you were to wrap a bow on it and say, hey, this is how you can make time What was well, let's just talk about, what did you do? Because you were definitely busy. So what are if you were to take 3 key things that, hey, I'm doing this, or help me find that space for fitness, what would you say those 3 things are?
I literally did exactly what you did. So pattern of life. Ray Cash talks about it all the time. Pattern of life.
Yeah, I love it.
Document out your day. What does my day look like? What am I doing? What am I not doing? What should I be doing more of? What should I be doing less of? Okay, cool. This is what I'm doing. This is what moves the needle. This is all the shit that's just white noise. Doesn't actually do anything for me. It doesn't progress me in any way, shape, or form. Start killing some of that. Do more of this. Okay, cool. Now I know that I have these 4 things that I absolutely have to do every single day, one of which is fitness. Now it becomes a non-negotiable. Where can I fit it in? Well, beyond 6 a.m., I can't fit it in. So it has to be pre 6 a.m. Okay, cool. How much time do I want to have for the gym? Well, I don't want to rush and be like flustered. I want it to be my time. Okay, cool. So I'm going to give it 4 a.m. I'm going to get to the gym. By 4:30, I'm going to be working out. By 5:30, I'm going to be finished. By 6 a.m., I'm going to be home. Awesome. That's how we plan it. Now, once it's in the calendar and you live by it, all of a sudden you can see if it's sustainable or not. If it's not sustainable, tweak some stuff. And then you just keep rinsing and repeating. Like, there's no one-size-fits-all success story. You don't train at 4 in the morning. You train later in the day.
I train later in the day.
Right. And it works for you. It can't work for me. So it's just like, what works for you doesn't work for me. But what works for me, and what works for you works for you. So you just tweak it. And this is exactly what we do on the coaching calls. Okay, what does your day look like? Most people can't even tell you what their average day looks like. That's how fucking disconnected they are from reality. It's like, okay, well, let's actually just unpack what your average day looks like. Oh, you fuck around for 6 hours. Cool. Go pull up your phone. I've done this plenty. Pull up your phone. How much time do you spend on social media? Oh, you spend 6 hours a day or 4 hours a day on social media? What if you did one of those hours and you went to the gym instead? How much different would your life be?
Huge. That's actually 2 months, by the way.
Right.
6 hours is 2 months.
Right. It's not
2 months of time.
Right.
Wow.
So it's just like, okay, let's just not bullshit each other. Let's just get to root foundation of exactly what you're doing, when you're doing it, how you're doing it. And now we can see, okay, I'm not going to kill all of your joy. You have to have a good time too. But you don't need 6 hours on social media, bro. So let's kill one of those hours and put you in the gym instead. Or something like that. And maybe it's not even an hour. Maybe it's 30 minutes. If you are 200 pounds overweight, you don't need an hour in the gym yet. Like, that's too much. You're going to hurt yourself. Slow the fuck down. Calm the fuck down. Start making better food choices. Drink more water. Get better sleep. A little bit less stress. Move the body a little more. Then when you've got 100 pounds, now let's get you into the gym. Everyone's rushed. Everyone's in a hurry.
Agreed. Yeah. You got any final thoughts on it?
No, man. Because I'm actually, like, at this point, I'm trying to bite my tongue because I just want to unleash the fury. So let's just put a bow on it from there, unless you've got anything you want to add or like say about it. But bro, at the end of the day, it's just the excuse machine ramped up to 1,000, and it's boring. Like, to me, it's all just bullshit, boring trash. You're not hungry. You don't want it bad enough.
If they want it, they'll find a way.
Right. Like you said in an episode previously, if you told someone you have $15 million to figure it out, they'll figure it out that quick. So the only reason that they're not is because they don't want it.
They like the idea of it.
Oh, everyone likes the idea of abs. It fucking sounds awesome.
But until you see the work, maybe that might adjust.
Yeah. Oh, you mean I have to actually not eat pizza every day? And I can't eat a gallon of ice cream? And I can't do my average fucking DQ run every single Thursday?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Maybe I don't want abs. I prefer McDonald's.
McDonald's are in and out.
Right. I prefer comfort food.
Yeah.
I prefer that my wife doesn't want to jump my bones at night.
Ooh, yeah, that time will come too.
Fact.
Yeah, that time will come.
Because
if you're not taking care of yourself, we're human.
Right. There's got to be a layer of attractiveness.
Yeah.
You got to look the part. If you don't look the part, it's showing up in other areas of your life as well.
It will.
Thank you for tuning in today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll see you again next week.